Good morning. I'm a few miles into my day. We're just coming off a zero at Human Nature Hostel, which was incredible, very restful. The guy who runs it, White Owl, is very cool, very kind. So, yeah, feeling better. I don't know though, like feeling physically better mostly, but either I'm having some like allergies or I'm getting a cold because I'm feeling stuffed up. I'm unfortunately thinking it's probably the latter because I've just been like doing a lot to my body lately. So we'll see how that goes. But today is supposed to be a 17-mile day, but tomorrow there's supposed to be rain. And it's supposed to be quite hot, like 90-something degrees, which is not ideal. So if I'm feeling good today, I may continue 5 extra miles, which shouldn't be too hard, to a different campsite so that tomorrow will be a shorter day and maybe can avoid the rain. Based on my general speed and the number of blueberries I've stopped to eat, something tells me I'm not making it 21 miles today. I think my body is just going to be permanently tired for the next 2 weeks. I don't know what it is, but, well, maybe it's the fact that I've walked almost 2,000 miles, but today, in particular, there's been a lot of, like, tripping, slipping, kicking things, and it's very frustrating when your body doesn't work the way you know it can. And maybe that's just like the rest of this trip. It's just so frustrating. Sometimes I look back at like the little roots or the little rocks and just give them a little grunt, but it's not their fault, it's mine. Good morning. Day 150, about 6 a.m. Since it's supposed to be so hot, I'm trying to get out early. I also, unfortunately, have to make a stop at a place called the Hiker Hut, which sells some food because some of the food I bought for this resupply is inedible. I don't know if you've heard of Quest cookies. If you haven't, you're not missing out, but they're like these protein cookies, and they are terrible. They are inedible. The worst thing I've ever eaten in my life. Why someone would make that and sell it, I don't know. But now I need something extra to supplement my breakfast because I can't possibly eat those. Complete cookies, very good, tasty, very similar to cookie texture. Complete cook or Quest cookies. I don't know why they call it a cookie. You're eating protein powder. It's terrible. So now I have to go see if this place maybe has some bars or something to supplement my breakfast. So our plan for today is to go like 17.5 miles. The first 9 of which are of course going to be relatively easy, and the last 8 or so of which are up a couple of 4,000 footers. So 90 degrees, doing the hottest part of the day, up that big incline. It's gonna be a good time. I think I'm gonna drink electrolytes today. Probably should have been drinking them, but yeah, it just seems like that kind of day. Pretty sure that's where I'm going. I think that's the first Saddleback. So I'm at the Hiker Hut, which is a little bit off trail, but ultimately was worth it because they have light resupply options, but actually really good. You could probably do a full resupply here and I was able to replace those disgusting Quest cookies with some bars and things. Also bought a Gatorade and some snacks because it's going to be so hot today, and they're letting me eat my lunch here, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's so cute. So, worth the 0.2 off trail, and fueling up for the big climb in the heat. It's funny, when I was watching people's videos last year, preparing to hike, gathering information, and they were walking in heat waves, I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm never gonna walk if it's above 85 degrees. That sounds dangerous. Wah wah, here I am. It's supposed to be 94 degrees today. I'm hiking. I have the electrolytes prepared, ready to go. One bottle, can you see it? It's blue because it's got Gatorade in it. And I've got some more packets in my hip belt ready. And I'm just gonna take it slow. If that means walking 1 mile an hour, that means walking 1 mile an hour. And fortunately, for most of the climb of this mountain, the Saddlebacks, there is good access to water. So I don't have to ration or anything. I'll just take as much as I need when I need it. That says I'm on Saddleback. And then over there, not this one, oh, fingers, not this one, but that one is the Horn. 2 4,000 footers knocked off the list today. So, I made it to the campsite I'm supposed to stay at, and it's only like 3 o'clock, so I texted Neo and Gumby that I would be moving on to the shelter, which is another 2.7, which, oh, people. Anyway, so yeah, an extra 2.7 miles. We'll see if I regret this or not, but it's too late to turn back. And I have about 0.7 to water, so I'll stop there. And then after that, I think I only have like 1.2 left, and then I'll have completed a 20.5 mile day. Whew. Well, I already got lost this morning. I'm back on the trail. I don't even know how I got lost. I was following trail markers, and then suddenly the trail and the markers disappeared. I don't know if there was like a reroute here that they didn't get rid of or something, but enough people had made the same mistake that I had made that it looked like I was still on the trail, or on a trail. And eventually it did lead back to the trail. But it was very confusing and very frustrating, so that's the start of my day. It did rain last night. Not enough for like water to be much better, but enough for the rocks to be very slippery. So I already slipped down a giant slab of rock into a tree. The tree is the only reason why I didn't fall, so thank you, tree. So, yeah, great start to the day. Today is not my day. If you'll notice, one shoe is a lot darker than the other. That's because one shoe went in the river while attached to my foot. But it's only 9, so maybe things can turn around. Look like I have some weird effect on my phone. It's really just everything's wet. I don't have anything dry to use to clean the camera. The phone is like, oh, you'll get a better video if you clean your camera. It's like, camera, have you seen me these last 6 months? There is nothing clean to clean you with. But anyway, it's almost noon, 6 miles left, about, and I've decided the rest of the day it's going to be a good day, whether it wants to be or not. Bad things come in threes, and I've had 3 bad things happen to me before 9 a.m. So no more bad things are gonna happen. Because that's just how it works. So yeah, I'm gonna make the rest of the day a good day. That's how much I have left. It is 2:54. I've made it to camp, or at least the side trail to camp. Just collected my water because there's a nice cool stream. And today was decidedly a good day after I decided it would be a good day. I think that maybe for the next 12 or so days, because yes, we only have like 12 days left, I am going to make more of an effort to be positive, because I feel like the trail has been getting me down these last few weeks, and I've been letting it get me down, and I need to work on this thing. Oh, there's the privy my boyfriend told me about, which is like, if something is bad or negative, you can like trick your mind into thinking it's not, but you have to like use the right language. You can't be like, oh, I'm not having allergies today. Sorry, I have something on my nose. But say like, my breathing is clear, like, ah. Or like, don't be like, I don't feel bad. Be like, I feel good. I feel great. And like working on those kinds of things. Like saying, I'm gonna make this day a good day. And like actively working on that. And I just met this Sobo guy who was like so jazzed for me, because tomorrow we hit 2,000 miles. So I tried to like give that energy back and be jazzed for him, because he's about to hit 200 miles. And I just need to do more of that, I think. So that's my goal for the next 2 weeks. Try to be more positive for myself. So I'm about to start my day a little later than intended, but Neo wanted us all to be together for the 2,000 mile mark, which is coming up in like a mile or so. Whoa. So, yeah, 2,000 miles today. And in 7.5 miles, mosquito. I can feel when they bite me, and it hurts. But yeah, 7.5 miles, we're in town. I just gotta walk up these 2 really big mountains first. That says 2,000. Caught our ride. We're not going to school though. So we are at the main Roadhouse, Hostel, and it's very cool here. It's like an old farmhouse, as you would think, and waiting for Neo to be done in the shower. But this is the bunk room, and it's really cool and it's really nice. All of the beds have fans and lights and privacy curtains. So this is my bed. Well, maybe I'll turn it around. See it. And it's pretty neat. Really nice mattress, light, outlet, fan, privacy curtain. Like, really, you couldn't ask for more. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad we're staying here, and we got here really early. We got here like before 11. So now we just have the rest of the day to relax. Okay, so we narrowed into this hostel. Can't remember if I said that earlier, but the moment I've been waiting for my whole through hike has come to fruition. Shrek! We got pizza, and now we're watching Shrek 2. Back on trail. It's supposed to be 87 degrees today, so it'll probably be hotter. And already sweating, and the trail's basically been flat. Somehow I messed up my resupply, and my bag is heavier than it's ever been before. We have a pretty challenging 15-mile day ahead of us with the Bigelows, so not sure how I messed that up, but I'll just take my time and go really slow if I have to. But yeah, supposed to rain in the afternoon, so hoping to get over the worst of everything by like 2. Unlikely, but we'll see. I'm on top of the last 4K peak until Katahdin, and allegedly from here you can see Katahdin back that way on a clear day. So no view of Katahdin today. It's a little hazy because it's really freaking hot, but she's out there. So I just came back from walking down a 0.2 Blue Blaze, which was very far. It was a very far 0.2. I feel like it was longer, but it was to get water because water today has been abysmal, and it was worth the trek. So I got to drink what I had and get more for the last 5-mile stretch of the day. But it's hard. It's hard when there's no water, like rationing yourself and not knowing if what you see on far out is actually going to have water or not, because since there's been a drought, all these items that are marked as reliable water sources haven't been particularly reliable. So I'm glad there was water there. Paid off. So I also just saw this family who we've been running into quite a bit since Stratton Pond. I think they call themselves Swiss Family Robinson. They're so wonderful. A family of 5 from Georgia with 3 boys from the age of 15 to 11. And they're so kind. It's always so fun to see them. And I think today they were doing a Sobo slack pack. I think today might be the last day we see them, which is so sad, because they've been some of our favorite people to see. And like the other day when we left camp that they were at, we leave pretty early, and apparently they asked some other hikers where Gumby and I were and if we had left already. So I'm glad we got to say a proper, goodbye to them. But, we have phone numbers, we could keep in touch. But yeah, it's interesting. We're getting to the point where it's like gonna start seeing people for the last time. And it's really coming to an end. As you maybe can or cannot tell, it's a bit wet out today, which is good, because it's been a drought and we need water and we need rain. So I'm not going to complain about walking in the rain. And today is a relatively easy 18-mile day. So for reference, yesterday was about 15 miles and we had like 4,500 feet of elevation gain. Today is just under 18 miles and we have 2,200 feet of elevation gain. So it should be a nice day. Not a bad day to be walking in the rain. Hopefully some water sources fill up. We're only going like 18 today because, it's so easy we could do more, because we're approaching the Kennebec River. And if you're not familiar, the Kennebec is a very wide river that is supplied by a dam, which they open at random times. So it is not safe to ford on your own. People have died. So they have a canoe ferry service that runs between 9 and 2. So we're stopping at the 17.7 because that's the last place to camp before the Kennebec crossing. And then tomorrow we'll be crossing that river, which is like a big milestone. So that's exciting. It's also my 5-month anniversary with the trail. Been living in the woods for 5 months. It's pretty crazy. And only have, including today, 10 days left. So I got to the shelter around 2:30, soaked, everything just super wet. Unpacked everything, set up in the shelter, and people had been talking about like this breakfast, this like $12 breakfast for hikers. I didn't really understand. There's like something about it, the shelter, and I was like, how do they get this breakfast to the shelter? And so I left this shelter because they only have 12 breakfasts that you have to sign up for, and I went to go sign up for one, and another hiker got the last cabin because I was like, everything's so wet, I think I'm gonna shell out the bucks to sleep in one of these cabins. And so now I'm gonna split this cabin with this other hiker. So now I have to go back, pack up all my belongings, all my wet stuff, walk over to this place, and then I'll have a dry bed to sleep in with a hot shower. So, and a full breakfast.
Yeah, it's not like right out of you. $35.